Hello, Trivia Maniacs. It's your pal, Shayna. I'm excited to be hosting this evening's 30 and 30. We've got it on Wednesday, April 22nd. My birthday is in 2 days, so this is an early birthday present to me to be able to spend 30 minutes with you. Sadly, in quarantine, I wish I was actually with all of you. But thank you all for joining me. I've got a fun night of trivia ahead, and it's Earth Day, so I'm wearing, this is navy blue, but it kind of looks black, and my green. So my blue and green, I'm drinking 4 Corteras, and as you know, if you listen to Darren's video, I'm also doing tequila shots because agave is a plant and that's earth, and we got to get creative here. So we got 3 rounds of 10 questions. That makes it 30 and 30, and we are going to get started. Make sure you're following the bit.ly link. This is online edition number 20. Type in that bit.ly link, or you can just do a pen and paper. Also, while you're playing, it's always really fun for us to see who's playing and who you're playing with, if you're doing it with family or with your watch party. So tag Catch the Mania and post your photos, and we want to see them all, especially if you're going to join me with a tequila shot at the end of each round. I want to see those photos. Doesn't have to be tequila. Also, just a reminder, April 25th, this Saturday, we've got a special guest host. There's a slide there to kind of tell you all about it. But guest host Aaron Miller, we've got prizes provided by Clayton Truder. Going to be an awesome night. So if you're a sports buff, or if you're not and you just want to play trivia and see how well you do, definitely join us on Saturday, 7 o'clock. So bit.ly link is there, or piece of paper, pen, that works just as well. We've got round 1, multiple choice miscellaneous as always. I'm going to give you a question and a couple choices to choose from. We're going to get started right now. And I've got to be able to read it. So we've got, what is a Brannock device used to measure? Is it A, a ship's wing, B, feet, C, wind speed, or D, fish length? What is a Brannock device used to measure? We don't have music this evening, but I hear songs in my head all the time. So, jam out to whatever you're jamming out to. Couple more seconds. Moving on to question number 2. At the end of what peninsula would you find the Rock of Gibraltar? Is it the A, Iberian, B, Cape, C, Arabian, or D, Baja California? At the end of what peninsula would you find the Rock of Gibraltar? Iberian, Cape, Arabian, or Baja California? It's question 2. bit.ly links are going to be shared with you several times, both in the comment section as well as in some slides. So make sure you're using that. TrivTrack's going to take care of scoring. So if you want to see how you did against other teams, that is your measure. Here's question number 3. Georgetown, Boston College, and Fordham are all schools affiliated with what Catholic order? Is it A, clerics, B, Dominicans, C, Jesuits, or D, Franciscans? Question number 3, multiple choice miscellaneous. Thanks for joining us. 30 and 30. Cheers. Question number 4. Formed in 1962, what group named themselves after a Muddy Waters song? Was it the A, Moody Blues, B, the Rolling Stones, C, Blues Image, or D, the Supremes? Name that group named after a Muddy Waters song. Moody Blues, Rolling Stones, Blues Image, or the Supremes? Question number 5, halfway through the first round. On April 20th, 2020, WTI, or West Texas Intermediate, which is a grade of crude oil used as a benchmark in oil pricing, announced that their price per barrel was close to what amount? Was it close to A, $0, B, $10, C, $25, or D, $50? Price per barrel on April 20th, 2020. It's question number 5. Thank you for joining us, as always, for 30 and 30. It's an abbreviated version of what our normal Catch the Mania trivia is, which is offered in pubs and bars, typically midweek, but it's intended to bring a ton of awesome, fun spending patrons to restaurants and pubs that are interested in eating good food and drinking good drink and participating in trivia. So it's usually 7 rounds, 6 or 7 rounds. I host Tuesdays and Thursdays. I'm in Vermont. Shout out your host. Here's 6. What writer gained popularity in 1973 with, quote, Breakfast of Champions? Was it Agatha Christie, Margaret Atwood, Kurt Vonnegut, or D, Hunter S. Thompson? What writer gained popularity in 1973 with Breakfast of Champions? A, Agatha Christie, B, Margaret Atwood, C, Kurt Vonnegut, or D, Hunter S. Thompson? Post those pictures. Take selfies. Shout out the host, me. Shout out the host that you normally go to see if you're at a restaurant or a pub in your neck of the woods. Tell us where you're playing from. Here's 7. For the first 10 weeks of 2020, Dan and Shay had the #1 song on Billboard's Hot Country Songs, which they collaborated on with what pop artist? Was it A, Ariana Grande, B, Justin Bieber, C, Drake, or D, Lady Gaga, as Jimmy Fallon would say? Ariana Grande, Justin Bieber, Drake, or Lady Gaga? A couple more seconds. Here's question 8. Ooh, just kidding. A reminder of the bit.ly link. So if you're just joining us, it's okay. We've got 2 full rounds left, plus the end of round 1. Bit.ly link is there if you want to use our score sheet. Otherwise, a good old-fashioned piece of paper and a pen or pencil will do just dandy. Here's question 8. 1995, Ross Perot created what party as an alternative to Democrats and Republicans? Was it the Reform Party, the Green Party, C, Progressive Party, or D, Libertarian Party? It's question number 8. Multiple choice miscellaneous is the category for this evening. We are 2 questions away from shot number 1. And again, no pressure drinking. Obviously, if you are not a drinker or just not feeling it, you can take a shot of water. But just thought it'd be something fun to do. That's question number 8. Here's 9. 525,600 minutes. How do you measure a year? I didn't need to sing it, but I'm going to because it's awkwardly silent. So those are lyrics heard during what Broadway show? Was it A, The Phantom of the Opera, B, Fiddler on the Roof, C, Rent, or D, Mamma Mia? I promise that's the last time I sing this evening. Maybe. Last question, question number 10, round number 1, multiple choice miscellaneous. Here it is. What American architect designed the pyramid in front of the Louvre? Was it A, Frank Lloyd Wright, B, Frederick Olmsted, C, Buckminster Fuller, or D, I.M. Pei? That's the last question in round 1. Go ahead and hit submit on your answer sheets if you're using the bit.ly link. Otherwise, once we go over answers, which will be at the conclusion of questions to round 2, you can shout out what your scores were. But thanks for playing along. We've got 2 more rounds left. That is the end of round number 1. I don't know how this is going to go, but we're going to do it. Not bad. Lime juice. All right. So Bitly link is there for you. We're going to get started on round 2. So if you're using the Bitly link, it's just substituting R1 with R2. Round 2, Earth Day Peace Icons. That's a category for this round. Whew, can feel it, it's warm. Here is question number 1 in round 2. One of the most prolific vice presidents in U.S. history, Charles Dawes, won a Nobel Peace Prize for helping to settle reparations after World War. To settle reparations after what war? U.S. Civil War, World War I, World War II, or the Korean War. So it's another multiple choice, but this category isn't all multiple choice. And I will read better on the next question. Here comes round 2, question 2. From 1950 until 1990, the Soviet Union awarded the Lenin or Stalin Peace Prize to complement the Nobel Peace Prize. One of the non-communist winners of the award was what Indian leader who won 1 year before being assassinated in 1984? Category is Earth Day Peace Icons. That's our category for this round. So keep that in mind as you answer questions. Hopefully you're having an enjoyable Wednesday. I'm always reminded of one of my favorite commercials, the old Hump Day commercial. Mike, 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 Mike. Ooh, it's Hump Day. It's question 3. I swear it's the first tequila shot at that. In 1969, what newlywed celebrity couple held week-long bed-ins for peace in Amsterdam and in Montreal? It's question 3. Few more seconds on this question. Question 4. In 2010, what Nobel Peace Prize winner from 2002 successfully negotiated the release of Ilan Mali Gomes, who was captured and sentenced to a labor camp after he entered North Korea? He's also been a huge supporter of Habitat for Humanity. Question 4. Halfway through the round, in round 2, question 5. What Albanian nun, the subject of the documentary Something Beautiful for God, won the 1979 Nobel Peace Prize for her humanitarian work in Calcutta, India? It's question 5. Moving on to round 2, question 6. During his term as Secretary General of the United Nations, what Ghanaian? We'll go with Ghanaian man, won the 2001 Nobel Peace Prize? I changed up the view this evening because you've been staring at my knife set in my kitchen, and I kind of swapped the camera. And I think if I move out of the lens, you can see my ridiculous puzzle. Anyone else puzzling? I'm doing a 6,000 piece puzzle, and it might actually take me down I'm staying safe and I'm washing my hands and I'm staying away from the coronavirus. And this puzzle might actually be the end of me. Question number 7. What 1983 Nobel Peace Prize winner served as president of Poland from 1990 through 1995? He co-founded Solidarity, the first independent trade union in a Soviet bloc country. It's question number 7. Four Quarters, Four Quarteras. They are doing delightful beers available in pre-filled growlers and bottles and cans in Winooski, and they're so good. Support local. Try and do your best if you can to keep those small businesses alive. Here's 8. What author of A People's History of the United States also demonstrated against the Vietnam and Iraq Wars? Earth Day, peace icons, question number 8. Excuse me. Number 9. What folk singer with hits such as The Night They Drove Old Dixie Down and We Shall Overcome has displayed a lifelong commitment to political and social activism in the fields of nonviolence, civil rights, human rights, and the environment? That is question number 9. One question away from the end of the round. One question away. Here's 10. The 1986 Nobel Peace Prize winner for his work as chairman of the President's Commission on the Holocaust, what man authored the Holocaust memoir, Night? That is question 10. A few more seconds on that slide. Go ahead and hit the submit button when you are finished with round number 2. We're going to be going over answers to round number 1 shortly. That was our multiple choice round. End of round 2. For those of you joining me, cheers. That was a big one. Bitly link is there for you. Pop that into your web browser. Replace R1 or R2 with R3. And we're going to go over answers to round 1 before we get started. Here we go. A Brannock device is used to measure feet. The Iberian Peninsula. 3 was Sea Jesuits. The Rolling Stones was named after a Muddy Waters song. 5, $0, which is reflected right now, as you can tell. Kurt Vonnegut, Breakfast of Champions. Justin Bieber, The Biebs. Reform Party. Number 9 was Rent. It's a beautiful song. And 10, I Am Pay. So those are the answers to round number 1. We've got round 3 coming at you very shortly. So go ahead and grab a piece of paper and a pen, or go ahead and use that bit.ly link. It's also going to be in the comment section for you to use for scoring. Triv Track is being utilize. So if you want to see how you did amongst other teams, we've had really great turnout. Please continue to share just everything. Share photos, share the links, share the slide presentation with friends and family. Let's try to get like as many people playing trivia as possible. So round number 3 is our visual clue round, as it has been anti-war films. So this round consists of visual clues. Each clue is an animated GIF from a movie that's considered to have an anti-war message. You're responsible for naming the movie. Here is number 1. Name that movie. Few more seconds on visual clue number 1. Once again, animated GIFs from movies that have an anti-war message in honor of Earth Day and peace and love. Although some of these are somewhat violent movies. Here's 2. Name that movie. Round 3, visual clue 3. Name that movie. Visual clue 4. This one is less animated than the others, but I think you'll get it if you've seen the movie. Visual clue 5. Here's 6. Name that movie. A little over halfway through this round, so a few more visual clues and then we'll go over answers to rounds 2 and 3. Number 7. Have you seen that movie? Do you know what it is? Write it down or input it into your score sheet on your Bitly link. Here's 8. Name this movie. Number 9. We are nearing the end of 30 and 30. Again, it's 30 questions, 30 minutes. It's an abbreviated version of our typically 6 to 7 round program that is offered all over the US. And I'm sure you all know that because you're probably playing because you used to play at one of the local to you area pubs or restaurants or bars. And you probably missed trivia and you need some stimulation, and that's why we've offered this. So thank you all so much for always tuning in. We love seeing all the comments in the comment section, and we love when new people play. We've got sports themed on Saturday. We had Seinfeld last week and Friends a few weeks ago, so we'll continue to kind of get creative. But here's 10, last and final visual clue round and last question of the evening. We've got answers yet to go and one final shot at tequila. Name that movie. That's all she wrote. We'll do this real quick and then go over answers. Cheers, everyone. Happy Earth Day. We're going to go over answers to round 2. Peace icons in honor of Earth Day. And here are those answers. World War I. Indira Gandhi. John Lennon and Yoko Ono. Jimmy Carter. Answer to number 5, Mother Teresa. We had Kofi Annan. Lech Walesa. Howard Zinn. That was the author of A People's History of the U.S. Number 9, Joan Baez. And answer to number 10, round 2, Elie Wiesel, or Wiesel, or Weasel. So many ways to pronounce the name. How'd you do? If you played with pen and paper and you want to shout out your impeccable score, go ahead and do that. We got Triv Track taking care of you if you played on the Bitly link. So we've got answers to round number 3. And here they are. Visual clue round. Born on the 4th of July. 2 was Vice. 3, Apocalypse Now. 4 was War Games. American Sniper. MASH. Full Metal Jacket. 8 was Hotel Rwanda. 9, Dr. Strangelove. And last but certainly not least, Platoon. So those were the answers for round number 3, our last and final round. Just a few more slips left of the beer. Thank you once again, as always, for joining us for Catch the Manias 30 and 30. 30 questions, 30 minutes. We will continue to post the schedules so that you know who is hosting and what the theme is. We try to keep midweek really standard, miscellaneous, and then various other categories. So we're super excited to welcome a new host on Saturday, this Saturday. So hang in there. Stay safe. Thank you. I will see you, I'm sure, next week. But thank you so much. Happy Earth Day. And cheers.